About 2 hours away from Philadelphia sits a quiet place in the mountains of the Keystone State, a place to get away from the chaos and relax in the state of love. But this weekend there's a different form of love, a love of horsepower, 5-wide racing with 3 unique corners, giving the drivers of NASCAR a tricky challenge to overcome. Welcome to the Tricky Triangle of Pocono Raceway as MDK RaceDay presents the Great American Getaway 400 in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. And once again, today's episode of MDK RaceDay is sponsored by Coofandy Menswear. The weather here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania is not looking too good. We're having a massive shower at the time here at noon Eastern time. It should clear up by the time we may be able to get racing. There may be a delay that will push the race back just a little bit, but temperature going to be in the low 80s with about a 50% chance of rain throughout the race. Wind gusts get as high as 7 miles an hour with a slight wind of 2 miles an hour southeast through the racetrack. But welcome everyone back to episode of MDK RaceDay. My name is Jet. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are getting ready once again the countdown towards the NASCAR playoffs. We are now 10 races to go heading into this weekend here at Pocono, and it's the final race of Prime. I know the 5 weeks of NASCAR Prime has been wonderful, but we make our way over to the in-season challenge and TNT Sports when they begin their coverage next Sunday at Atlanta, or should say next Saturday at Atlanta. But should be an awesome race to see here at Pocono. Very interesting to see what will happen here at the Tricky Triangle. Now, like I said, once again, this episode is sponsored by the good friends at Coofandy Menswear, jumping on board once again here for this episode of MDK RaceDay. Like I said, they're going all in with NASCAR, going to be the primary sponsor for Christopher Bell and the number 20 Toyota car when the NASCAR Cup Series makes their return to Martinsville later on in the fall with a very nice Coofandy Menswear wrap on that number 20 car. Had a commercial having Christopher Bell fits. They were going all in with NASCAR and Christopher Bell as their ambassador, so it's really awesome to see that. And they're also supporting the channel. As you may have noticed, last Sunday was Father's Day, and people at Coofandy gave my dad a fit to wear out since he likes the water, likes very bright colors. Gave him this outfit for him to wear, and it looks very nice on him, if I do say so myself. Again, Coofandy is an excellent spot for you to look good, feel good, dress good, but still keep your wallet happy with a variety of options, whether you want to go out, just a simple, nice event with friends. If you want to dress up and go out to a really nice event, wedding, whatever the case may be, Coofandy has got anything that you need to look good, but also feel good, not only in terms of style and confidence, but also in terms of your wallet. Make sure you head over to Coofandy.com to get anything, any order that you're looking at right now, and make sure you use the code JET25 to get 25% off your next purchase. It means a lot if you guys could be able to do that. It really helps with the channel, them jumping on board. So thank you to the people at Coofandy for sponsoring today's episode. Now let's get into the point standings. With 10 races to go in the regular season, here's a look at the standings, the top 10 standings following Mexico. Not much has changed besides positions 3rd through 5th. Denny Hamlin, because of him not participating in Mexico, loses 2 spots. Now it is 110 points behind points leader William Byron. Byron himself actually is now opened up to now having a race gap ahead of Kyle Larson at 67. Christopher Bell and Elliott each jump a spot due to Hamlin's absence, with 6th through 10th of Reddick, Blaney, Chastain, Logano, and Wallace. The official beer of NASCAR and brown sponsor the Busch Light Polo Award given to the fastest man at each NASCAR Cup Series event. Busch Light congratulates Denny Hamlin for his 44th career series pole in the NASCAR Cup Series and his 702nd career start. I guess all that diaper changing and having the baby, that time off, allowed him to refocus and get back up on the pole. It's his first pole since Richmond last August and a record 5th career pole here at his favorite racetrack at Pocono Raceway. Hamlin wins pole with a speed of 172.599 miles per hour. Since 2020, Busch Beer has invested more than $50 million in becoming a premier sponsor of the NASCAR Cup Series. And now here's a look at the starting lineup for the 2025 Great American Getaway 400. Alongside on the front row with Denny Hamlin is Chris Buescher, one of the playoff bubble drivers. The last one in at the moment, needs to have some very strong runs if he wants to keep that gap ahead of Ryan Preece starting in 2nd. In row 2, the most talked about driver in NASCAR, for good or bad, Carson Hocevar in the number 77 to ride, puts that car in 3rd position. Excellent qualifying start for him. But look at the 2 drivers behind him. John Hunter Nemechek for Legacy Motor Club, unreal qualifying run for that 42 team. And Cole Custer, how the hell How in the hell is John Nemechek and Cole Custer all starting in the top 5? Unbelievable run for those two drivers, absolutely incredible. Alongside Cole Custer in the number 41 ride is the number 19 Toyota of Chase Briscoe. Row 4 is Briscoe's teammate Ty Gibbs and fellow Toyota driver Tyler Reddick in the 45, the Monster Energy row in row 4. And round the top 10 is Christopher Bell in the 20 ride and Daniel Suarez in the 99 Chevrolet. Row 6, like I said, Legacy is having a great weekend so far. Eric Jones in the number 43 ride starting in 11th position. Alongside him is the defending champion of the series, Joey Logano in the 22 ride. Row 7 has Ryan Preece trying to fight with Chris Buescher to get back in the top 16. Alongside him is Brad Keselowski in the 6th ride, a former Pocono winner. Row 8 has Zane Smith having some really strong runs these past few weeks. So alongside him is Austin Dillon in the 3 ride. Row 9, Noah Gragson in the number 4 Ford. Alongside him is Chase Elliott. Shocking that Chase Elliott is the only Hendrick driver in the top 20 starting in the 18th position. Rounding out the top 20 is the Penske boys of Austin Cindric in the 2 ride and Ryan Blaney, the defending race winner, in the 12 ride. Row 11 has Ross Chastain in the number 1 Baffle Chevrolet. Alongside him is Justin Haley in the 7. Row 12 is last week's winner, rookie Shane Van Gisbergen. Pretty good improvement in qualifying and race pace he has had these past few weeks. Starting alongside Kyle Larson in the 5 car, starting in 24th. Row 13 is his teammate Alex Bowman in the number 48 ride. He won here in 2021 at the misfortune of Kyle Larson's left front tire going down. Alongside him is another former multiple-time Pocono race winner and Kyle Busch in the 8 ride. Row 14 has Ty Dillon. Alongside him is Michael McDowell. Round out the top 30 is rookie Riley Herbst and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Row 16 has William Byron. Now Byron, he's starting 31st after he crashed during his qualifying session, got loose coming off of the tunnel turn and hit the inside wall. Will go to a backup car. Alongside him is Todd Gillen in the number 34 ride. Him and AJ Allmendinger in the number 16 ride, they all have had issues, as well as Bubba Wallace, who was fast in practice but had an issue with the starter, was not able to complete a lap. He starts in the 35th position. He starts in the 34th position, and Josh Berry, also another driver, was not able to make a qualifying lap. And Cody Ware, who also spun during his qualifying session, he starts in 36th, with Brendan Poole in the number 44 ride will start in 37th. Here's a look at the odds to win here at Pocono. Denny Hamlin, the best odds right now, no surprise to see that. Plus 300 for the 11 driver. And second is Ryan Blaney at plus 600, Byron at 700, and Reddick at 750. Kyle Larson, this is the deepest I think I've seen him in the odds list in quite some time, at plus 900. Christopher Bell at 1100. Buescher and Hocevar at 1200. Nice to see Hocevar in the first page in terms of betting odds. And rounding out the top 10 in terms of the first page is Chase Elliott at 1500 and Ty Gibbs at 1600. Second page got some good dark horses. Chase Briscoe at 2200, Logano and Bowman at 2500, Keselowski at 2800, then some real long shots. Busch and Jones at 3000, Wallace at 3500, Preece at 4500, with Chastain and Cindric each sitting at plus 5500. And now it's time for our favorite segment here on the show, Make the Call. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Every single week, or about the mid portion of the week, I make a post on my YouTube discussion page telling me your thoughts on what you think is going to happen for the upcoming race. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you follow the discussions page. I will try and get those out earlier in the week, like on a Wednesday, to make sure that you guys have enough time to be able to put your suggestions in. We have 7 that we're going to go over. The first one comes from JC1424. He says, quote, William Byron will be my first pick for the win. He has been the best driver this year and started on pole at Pocono when I went there. Tyler Reddick is probably one to watch out for though. He has spectacular stats there in next gen. Might be my favorite track, but I suspect with how this car is evolving competitively on intermediates, it might be the worst Pocono race since like 2018. Oh man, that's a very bold statement. You are right though. I mean, William Byron, I'm assuming this was done before Byron's spin, so I don't know about if you're still confident in Byron's pick, JC, but Byron, he was great. Showed a lot of pace in practice, in not only in the fastest qualifying session, or I should say the fastest practice session, but also in the 5 and 10 lap averages was very, very quick. So yeah, I don't know how the backup car is going to run, but hopefully he might still be able to drive his way up towards the front. You mentioned Tyler Reddick. Yes, Tyler Reddick has had the best average finish out of anyone in next gen here at Pocono. Still looking though for his first win at the Tricky Triangle. That is a great option. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. As for the racing itself, I mean, I don't know. Pocono was bad in the late 2010s. I mean, like with the Gen 6, it was not good at all. So I don't know if it'll be that bad. I do think it will not be as good. I think Pocono has definitely had a massive increase in racing quality with the next gen car. It will probably decrease a little bit, but I still think it will be an exciting race. Next up, Let's Go Larson 5. He says, strategy race which will burn down to a fuel mileage race. Hocevar will choke in one way or another or get taken out by Recce Spinhouse, and Larson will finally get a Pocono win after beating Denny Hamlin in a late race battle. Okay, so a callback to what, 22, I believe? I think that was 22 when Larson and Hamlin went after it in turn 1 and Hamlin put Larson in the wall. Alright, well, again, I don't know. We're going to talk about Hendrick in a little bit, but I haven't seen really anything from Hendrick outside of Byron, and he crashed, so I'm a bit worried about how they're going to fare out here today at Pocono. Strategy race, I mean, that wouldn't be a surprise. I mean, Pocono is known to be a strategy race, as has been known to be in fuel mileage races to end off events. I think the last one I can remember of a fuel mileage race was like maybe in 21. I think that was the last time that we had a legit fuel mileage race at Pocono. Again, that's why I say with this race, maybe not the most exciting in terms of on-track competitiveness. I think it's still be an exciting race in terms of the strategy-wise of how it's going to play out on top of the pit box. As for Hocevar, I feel like the most likely option, he will choke it away somehow. I don't think Ricky, I almost said Recce Spinhouse. I don't think Ricky Stenhouse is going to do anything about it. If anything, it'll just be when Hocevar is probably lapping Stenhouse. But yeah, I think it's more likely Hocevar does something to himself than what Ricky will do to him. Stay Carly says, who I'd like to win? Ryan Preece. I feel he is overdue. Who will probably win? Denny Hamlin. He's too good at Pocono not to at least consider. Yes, I mean, everyone, a lot of the people in the comments under that discussion have mentioned Denny Hamlin. I mean, 7-time Pocono winner, most wins out of anyone at that racetrack, most poles, most everything at Pocono. Definitely is a driver that you have to look at, you have to consider to have a shot there. And it seems as though that maybe that 1 week break, I mean, shouldn't say break, it wasn't a break, but that 1 week away from the racetrack, maybe that has just re-energized him, got him, you know, more focused at the task at hand, because I don't know, to put it on pole after a week out, it's impressive. As for Ryan Preece, I mean, hey, Let's Go Larson 5 mentioned strategy. Who knows? If it's a fuel mileage race, it could fall in the 60's favor. Weirder things have happened. Win 68, he says Carson gets his first win this week. He has had great speed on big tracks lately. Yeah, again, say what you want about Carson. He has been making a lot of headlines both on and off the racetrack for good, bad, or very stupid reasons. But you cannot deny this kid's fast. And I can call him a kid because I'm older than him. I hate that, but he is a kid. To me, he is. He's 22. Jesus. January 28th, 2003. I'm like 6 months older than him. Yeah, he is a kid. He has definitely shown a lot of speed, and he will get that first win. Will it happen this week? I don't know. I feel like with Carson is that he's got great speed. Like, he can qualify up front. When it comes to actual race pace, you know, his race moves, again, he is capable of putting himself in very dumb decisions, and it makes it worse on himself and making his life a lot harder than what it needs to be. So I think he'll still have a lot to learn if he wants to go to victory lane, but he will win a race this year. He will. But I don't know about this week, but he will win a race. Cito1101 says, just like last year, a lot of strategy will take place during the race and possibly a fuel mileage race at the end, like in 2018 or 2015, I should say. Yeah, again, Pocono is known to be the type of track. We'll definitely would not be surprised and would welcome it, especially how Prime covered the Michigan fuel mileage event was awesome. So if that happens again, I have no issue with that. PTY Studios 2763 says Stenhouse will get his revenge on Hocevar, but it'll be in a location that'll cause a big one, kind of like LaJoy and Busch last year, I think. Restarts, well, I mean, yeah, that would probably be the best option, the best place. And in fact, I think that's probably the only time Stenhouse will be within reach of Hocevar. But yeah, probably. That would probably be the only time you could see Stenhouse do that. But I think that would be very stupid, though, because obviously then I'm pretty sure NASCAR would probably suspend him or something like that, because it'd be clear that's intent. You know, because, I mean, Stenhouse has made it known that he is going to go after Hocevar. So if he does that and wrecks the field, that's just stupid, because he'll probably get suspended. And finally, Kid Latin 27, he says that I think Tyler Reddick will get his first win this weekend at Pocono, or maybe Bubba Wallace or Carson. Again, we're going to talk about 2011 in a little bit, because they're in an interesting position. But yeah, again, Carson, like I said, he's been a hot topic, one of the hottest drivers in NASCAR on off the racetrack regardless these past few weeks. So it would be something if he could get his first win here today, because that would also flip the playoff picture completely. Alright, so what are the storylines heading into Pocono? Well, like I said at the beginning of this episode, ever since the next gen's arrival to NASCAR in 2022, Pocono has received a massive increase in the quality of racing as well as the support from the fan base. It was announced 1 or 2 days ago that Pocono sold out for the Cup race. Once again, that is awesome to hear that a packed house is going to be attending this race here today, because I do think it will be a very good show. A lot of momentum heading into this race, and a big opportunity for a chance for someone to spoil the party. We mentioned Carson Hocevar. We mentioned, someone mentioned Ryan Preece, but the potential of fuel mileage racing could dramatically could flip the way the playoff picture stands at this moment in time. But when we take a look at some of the favorites, let's start off with Tyler Reddick. JC mentioned that Tyler Reddick is one of the best, if not the best, currently in next gen at Pocono, and he is. He has had an average finish of 3.3 since 2022, a 6th place finish last year, and a 2 second place finishes the 2 years prior. He's starting in 8th place, but Tyler Reddick needs to have a good run. Since the last time Tyler Reddick finished inside the top 5 in a Cup Series race, you have to go all the way back to Darlington in April. Since then, he's only had one top 10 finish, and that was at Nashville. I think it was an 8th place finish at Nashville a couple of weeks ago. So he has been, that 45 team has been on a pretty big slump since Darlington. And like I said, Tyler Reddick, with him having the best average finish, the best record in next gen at Pocono, him starting in 8th place, something that he desperately needs. Him and this 45 team are desperately going to need to have a very strong run in order to build back up the momentum as we make our way towards the playoffs, because he will more than likely be safe. He will make the playoffs, just need to build up that momentum. Now, the other Toyotas are also showing a lot of speed. We mentioned Denny Hamlin, pole sitter, record setter, most poles at Pocono, most wins at Pocono with 7. You also got to look at his teammates, Ty Gibbs and Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell, both drivers have had a lot of speed. Although they have not won at the Tricky Triangle, have posted some good lap times this weekend during their practice session. So those are drivers that could potentially spoil the party, at the very least have some good runs. With Christopher Bell, again, pick up that momentum since he won 3 in a row at the beginning of the season. He's kind of gone cold in recent weeks. He did have a good run in Mexico, I believe, finishing 2nd or 3rd. No, he finished 2nd, I believe, in Mexico, but he's been kind of getting cold. He's starting to pick it back up a little bit. Ty Gibbs is another driver that's had a horrible season so far, but these past few weeks, that 54 team has gone a lot more speed week in and week out, but he's in a position where he has to win. I don't see him making it on points, even though it is possible. I don't see him making it on points. He has to win. As for the Fords, you look at Ryan Blaney, the defending race winner, starting in 20th. However, his car is built for the long run, which has kind of been the season for the 12 team so far. The 12 team, they've always been at their best in long green flag runs. 5th fastest in the 5 lap averages, 2nd fastest in the 10 lap averages, and fastest in the 15 lap averages. That tells me, again, their car is built for the long run, which is something that can happen at a place like Pocono, where we can get into these long green flag runs. Then there's another opportunity where we could see his teammate, Austin Cindric, because Austin Cindric is very similar, starting right alongside Ryan Blaney in 19th. And like Blaney, the longer we get into the 5, 10, 15 lap averages, that 2 car gets faster and faster and faster. But you also got to look at maybe some other potential drivers like Chris Buescher, who's starting in 2nd place, or even maybe Brad Keselowski. He's starting, I believe, in 14th, if I'm not mistaken. Those are other drivers that could have some strong runs, be able to shake up the top 10 to see how that plays out. However, we do have to talk of Chevrolet. Wow, Chevrolet, they are not looking good this weekend. I mean, only 2 Chevrolets in the top 10. Carson Hocevar for Spire, Daniel Suarez for Trackhouse. The highest Hendrick driver is Chase Elliott in 18th. 18th, 24th, I believe, 25th, and 31st. That's where they're starting. The last time that has happened, where the highest Hendrick driver started 18th in a Cup Series race, you have to go all the way back to 2018 in the Coca-Cola 600, which I should remind everyone, 2017 and 2019, that was rough for Hendrick. That was like one of their worst periods around that time frame. So I don't know what is up. Again, it doesn't tell the full story, because William Byron was extremely fast in practice and would more than likely have probably sat on the top 10 if he did not crash during his qualifying run. But they have just been off. I mean, outside of the 24 car, the 9, 48, and 5, they just have not shown it really much on speed. Chase Elliott, maybe. He was not too bad in practice, but you haven't seen that speed that like, whoa, that, okay, they're going to be one to watch out for. I can't even really be confident on Larson, even though you should always be. Something's weird this weekend with Hendrick and how they've brought their cars to the racetrack on Sunday today. I don't know what it is, but it's weird. So because of that, because I'm not that confident on Hendrick, I think this is one of the few times I don't have any Chevy teams in my Fantasy Live lineup. It's all a mix of Ford and Toyotas. I got Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Christopher Bell, all in the Toyota stable, as well as Bubba Wallace. I do believe that Bubba Wallace, because he was really fast in practice, the only reason why he's starting so far back in the field is because he wasn't able to put a qualifying lap in because the starter wasn't working. But I do believe there's a lot of speed in that 23 ride, so I got him in there. And rounding out, I got my final starter being Ryan Blaney and his teammate Austin Cindric in the garage. But the driver that I do have winning, I got Ryan Blaney. I think Ryan Blaney will go back to back again. His car to me looks like it's built for the long run. I think Pocono will play into that. I got Ryan Blaney taking the checker flag for his second checker flag of 2025 and go back to back at Pocono for his third win overall at that track. But those are my thoughts. What do you think is going to happen in today's race? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Jet from MDK. Thank you so much for watching. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the NASCAR Cup Series at Pocono Raceway.